It's not brought to me.
Okay. Ms. Ferris, you were charged with theft. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I have no idea what happened on this case. All I know is that you've been charged with a Class A theft. I've appointed you a lawyer with Mr. Dixon now. We're going to do probable cause to see what actually happened. Please.
On January 5th, 2025, the complainant reported that his church mailed out checks for payments to various utilities with multiple checks that were then stolen. After being assigned the case, the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated that he received back his bank statement, which reported the following checks being stolen. The first check for $780.20, which was drawn off this.
Oh, I remember this. There's like several different people that are.
Yes, so there's multiple checks. The next check is for $780.40. The next check is for $784.09. That was to a Mr. Tinkham, who reported that he didn't know the individuals and did not give them consent to endorse or cash any of his checks. They did subpoena the bank records and showed that the checks were changed to pay Sonic and Maris at the Chase Bank at 1520 San Felipe Street.
Do we have it that she actually negotiated the check and put them in her account?
Are there any complete readings?
I have to figure that,
Yes.
banks, I mean, there are cameras everywhere.
And Joe,
right?
may you please ask
Yes,
her what
the
date?
teller job log journals indicate that the person casting the check presented a Texas ID as the primary identification source. The officer then checked this identification through the Texas driver's license database and found that it was associated to the.
What was the date of the transaction, may I ask, State? Because my client has been incarcerated, she hasn't been.
2023, believe it or not. Yes.
What is it?
On April 12th, 2023.
April 12th, 2023. Okay. So, Ms. Ferris, I'm going to find that there's sufficient.
Pause right here. This is a clear illustration of how probable cause functions in white-collar type theft situations. Notice the judge is not ruling on guilt at this stage. The only question is whether there is enough evidence to continue the case. Financial statements, modified pay stubs, access records. This is the kind of documented trail prosecutors rely on. And when several transactions and co-defendants come into play, the situation can escalate quickly. Let me ask you this. Should a person dealing with treatment and mental health monitoring be approached differently during the bond decision?
Probable cause to go forward with your case. It's a bit too messy.
I was in the way.
We'll get there. I just wanted to make sure that it wouldn't be on the time that you were incarcerated.
April of 23, 22, April 23rd, I got out of the way.
Ms. Ferris, as a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. That is, I guess you said a church, right? Or the person who is associated. So you're not to have any contact with the actual church and the person who is the owner of the checks. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the co-defendants in this case as well. If I find that you pick up a new case, if I find that you're a danger to my community, if I find that you break these conditions, then same will happen to your bond. I will revoke it, put you in jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
I do.
I've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Dixon. If he tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging, likewise, a warrant will issue.
Sir.
Guys, we have to set a bond on this case. So what bond? What do you think, State? What's appropriate? And is a PR bond appropriate in this case in light of that she's on felony probation for a third-degree felony?
We asked for $5,000, Your Honor.
Judge, I would respectfully ask a PR bond on this case. The probation officer, the CS community supervision officer is here. Mrs. Farris has been diagnosed as being bipolar with psychotic tendencies. She was on cocaine, ecstasy, and other major drugs, but she was determined to be competent. Right now, she is not free. She is not free. She is in custody with the in-house.
Oh, she's in DDRP.
Yes, sir. She's in DDRP at this time.
So I have to give her a PR bond.
Yes, sir.
Because if I take her into custody now, that kind of ixnay on the DDRPA, right?
And her felony court's aware, we did a case review and they want her to continue treatment, finish it successfully.
And I always want, it's okay, don't worry about it. I always want that as well. You know, we want you to complete the treatment. It is also a condition of your bond that you're not to use alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, so I will set the bond at 5,000 and then I will grant her a PR bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Case number? It is 255-0584. Thank you. Okay, so for now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We will also have you meet with Felicia for your bond conditions. We'll have you sign the bond conditions. Do you have a date of release?
Yeah, I can look right now.
Yeah, do you know mind if you can provide it to Mr. D? That way we know we can set her case for the day after. That way we can get here to be able to monitor her with everything. Okay, all right. Good luck,
Thank
Ms. Ferris.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. D.
For Ms. Ferris, can we go over those again?
No alcohol, no drugs, random UA, no contact with co-defendants, no weapons, no contact with the church, or no contact with the person who's, I guess, either the owner or the money. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Diaz.
How you doing?
So you're charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand, sir, that this is going to go on your record. It can be used against you anytime you pick up any new cases. You will now be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. It looks to me that you're also on felony probation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You need to understand that this can, by pleading guilty to this offense, this may result in that probation being revoked, resulting in further confinement. Do you understand?
Sir.
Do you still want to do this?
Sir.
How do you plead to the offense of possession of a controlled substance, guilty or not guilty? You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never come back and change this. You understand?
Sir.
You're on felony probation. There's only so many times they're going to bend over before they, put you in prison, man.
Sir.
You know,
I don't want that.
don't say anything, but really, the more you pick up, the worse it is. All right. All right. Good luck.
Your Honor, good seeing you. Have a good day.
Online, digital, business.
Hello? Sure. And? Okay, zoom back on. Do you mind? Please, thanks.
Huh? Gonzalez?
Okay, give me a second, Dion.
Yes, sir.
You are Vincent Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. That allegation kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 9-month deferred. So he's got two cases. He's got the criminal trespass and this case.
Right, and they're going to be dismissing the newer criminal trespass case.
Is this what you want to do? 9 months. As a result, you cannot use illegal drugs. You cannot use alcohol. And I'm going to test you like crazy. I want you to know that. You really want to do this. If you violate this probation, you're looking at a year in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Are you sure? He picked up a case while he's on bond. I mean, really? Are you going to be able to make this thing? You can't even stay out of trouble while you're on bond for this case, man. Really?
That's what I'm making. I got this.
You know, the thing is that when you get on probation and it gets revoked, you look at a whole ton of more time and you're expected to do stuff on time, you know, meet with probation every month. You have to take a test every month to prove that you're not using alcohol or illegal drugs, no smoking weed, no using, you know what I mean? Are you sure you can do this?
Yes, sir.
This moment right here marks a major shift. Instead of focusing only on punishment, the judge turns toward rehabilitation. No GD, so that now becomes the main focus. This is the court essentially saying, if the root issue isn't addressed, you'll be back again. Probation isn't real freedom. It's more like a test with almost no margin for error. Let me ask you this. Should the court emphasize education and structure in this way, or does it risk being too lenient on repeat offenders?
All right. How do you plead to the offense of terroristic threat? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that for 9 months. As part of the agreement, you will do an effective decision-making class. You will do an 8-hour anger management class, 20 hours of community service. Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
Then that's what we're going to do. You will now be expected, instead of the community service, you need at the very minimum a high school diploma, Mr. Rodriguez. And now that I know that you don't have one, I'm going to keep you until you get one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to test you in 2 weeks for drugs and alcohol. You know now. Do not use. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will make you a deal. I like to take people off early when they do well to reward them. The minute you get your GED, and I mean, you got to do the class as well, but the minute you do get your GED, I'll take you off, man. All we want you to do is make you better than you left. But I'm telling you now, I will hold you to this until the end. So if you try to toy with us, I can file an issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in jail, let you out after a week for you to do what you're supposed to do. You toy again, right back in, and in 2 weeks this time. Toy again, 3 weeks next time. Do you understand?
I understand.
All I want you to do is get your high school diploma.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
I understand.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Waive all his fees. It's never about the money, Mr. Rodriguez. I don't care about the money. Money makes no difference to me. It's just you doing what you say you're going to do and keep my streets safe, because that's what I care about. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. Oh, Tony.
Buenos días, señor González. Good morning.
Mr. Gonzalez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, first offense. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Una multa.
You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 270 days in jail with credit for the 96 days that you have done.
Días que ya cumplió.
Is this how you understand this?
Yes.
You need to understand, Mr. Gonzalez, that this charge is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over in a car
un carro,
an officer looks you up, they're going
un
to,
registro.
they will see this DWI. If they roll up to your window and they smell alcohol on you, it's probably not going to go well for
No
you.
le va a ir bien.
Okay.
Do you understand?
¿Se lo entiende? Yes.
You need to also understand that as of today,
Desde hoy,
you will now be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail
a
for
días,
any new cases that you pick up.
caso nuevo que usted le da.
Okay.
Okay.
You give up the right to a
Tiene
trial,
su derecho.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen,
Se
there
lo
are
acusan. Si no es ciudadano, hay
consequences. You
posibles
can be deported
consecuencias migratorias.
from the country,
Deportado es
denied naturalization under federal law.
leyes
You
federales.
give up the right to appeal.
El derecho a
Once you
apelar.
accept this agreement,
Acepta esta,
you can never change this.
puede cambiar jamás. Es-
If I were you,
Si yo fuera usted,
even if you've had a sip of
he
alcohol,
tomado
I
un
would never get into
delito
a
de
car
alcohol,
again
no me metería en
because you're taking a humongous risk.
un riesgo enorme.
How do you plead to this
¿Cómo
offense?
se
Guilty
declara
or
esta
not?
ofensa? ¿Culpable o no culpable? Guilty.
Is it true or untrue that you had a .15 or above?
Unos 5 o más arriba de
1.15.
I had 1.15, I think.
Okay, so that is true then.
Así que es verdad.
Okay, true
Yes.
enhancer. All right, sir.
Está
Did
bien.
he say guilty?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
Usted se declara culpable. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I am now going to suspend your
Ahora voy a
ability to drive for
suspender su
90 days.
habilidad de manejar
Do
por
not drive
90
until you
días.
get a
No
license.
maneja,
Good
no
luck,
maneja hasta
sir.
que reciba una licencia. Buena suerte, señor.
Okay, we're gonna waive all the fines and,
Thank you, Judge.
Ya le
okay,
quitan
good
todas
luck,
las-
Mr. Pinto.
Buena suerte, señor.
Okay. Felicia,
Yes, Judge.
did you test, last name again? Wilson, did you test Mr. Wilson? Yes. He was supposed to go take a test. Did you go take a test?
Yes.
Did he take a test with probation?
49 San Jacinto.
They're both pretrial and probation building. I don't see any ones on our end, but for the MHA,
Oh,
it may
okay.
have been with Shatoria.
Do you know where she is?
Right there, talking with someone in custody.
Yeah.
Just coming.
Hi, Shatori. That's okay. So we sent Mr. Wilson for a test? Wonderful. Okay, that's all I'm asking you to do. Stay negative, don't use, and stay out of trouble. So you said the next reset day that you got was what day?
April 17th.
I can give you the same day, Mike, but with us, we need to do something on that day.
Oh, no, I agree. And I
I'm not holding it
believe
any
that
longer after that. We will have a hearing. If it's not resolved upstairs by then, I'm going to have a hearing whether to
Yes, sir.
revoke.
Yes, sir. No problem. If we have the medical records, then I think the state will be in a different position.
So let's set it for a hearing on that, on the 17th. And let
Yes, sir.
everybody know as far as probation department so that they're ready. Subpoena if they need to, get subpoenaed. Okay. Don't use, stay out of trouble. I don't want to have to put you in jail. Do you understand? Okay. All right. We'll have you sign a receipt.
Yes, sir. No, sir, to the judge, or
Yes,
yes,
sir.
your honor, or no, your honor.
We're on bond for tampering with a government record in addition to a fraud. And it has now come to my attention that you've picked up an indecent exposure. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
And this is where everything shifts fast. Picking up a new charge while already out on bond is one of the quickest ways to lose your freedom. Bond revocation, GPS tracking, and stay-away orders aren't optional. They're the court acting immediately to protect the public. This isn't about embarrassment or a simple mistake anymore. It's about safety. Let me ask you this. Should bond violations automatically lead to jail time? Or should judges still have room to decide based on the situation?
Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. On the indecent exposure, please.
On February 25th, 2025, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. And the complainant stated that she walked to the parking lot of her apartment complex. And the complainant stated she entered the driver's seat of her vehicle, which was parked north to face her apartment building. And she observed the resident of the apartment number 320 staring at her from the window of his apartment. The defendant then lowered his shorts below his genitals and held his erect penis in his hand. He was moving his hand up and down along his penis in a sexually gratifying manner. The complainant was offended and alarmed.
All right, Mr. Shaw, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to expose yourself into the public against other people. Do you understand? I'm now also, being that you are on bond with the case and you've now picked up a new case, I'm now going to revoke your bond on the first case as well. And I will now set that at 5,003. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case, and not to go within 500 feet of where she lives or where she works. You understand?
Yes.
Also not to be in possession of weapons as well.
No, it's not impossible. It's in order to court. You're gonna have to move it if it's 200 feet. You can't stay there. It's a serious offense.
Okay, so Felicia, do you mind? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs as well. So don't worry about the conditions. Since I'm gonna have it monitored, and I'm now going to put a GPS monitor prior to release Felicia as well, so that we know where he is.
Now, I ask a question, Judge. State, do you know the exact location of where the complaining witness distance of residence? I think they stay in the same complex. Do you know the
You know
distance?
what we can do, because it's gonna probably take a little bit of time to calculate. Why don't we roll it to tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
That way we can also give time to calculate where he lives in relation to the complaining witness. Because I don't want you to go anywhere near her. I want this person to feel safe, and I don't want you anywhere near this person. Do you understand?
They're rolling until tomorrow.
I would like conditions signed now, and then we can always modify it later on. But I guess because they may live in the same complex, we'll have to delineate, or find how far it is one to the
So
other.
how many feet would you like me to put for the moment?
For the moment, for now, 500,
Yes, sir.
and then we can come back and change it if need be.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
So we need him to sign real quick and then.
Buenos días, señor. Yo soy su intérprete. Por favor, conteste a voz alta.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Ramirez Black.
Buenos días.
Good morning, sir.
You're charged with two cases. You were charged with driving while intoxicated.
Está acusado de manejar.
You're also charged with failure to stop and give information.
Proporcionar información.
Both of those are Class B misdemeanors. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Una multa de
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 150 days in jail, credit for the 55 days that you have already done.
Ya que ya.
Is this how you
Es
understand
lo
the
que usted
agreement?
entiende.
Sí.
Yes.
You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the DWI. You're pleading the DWI. The other case is getting dismissed, I'm
Que
assuming.
le van a quitar
Correct?
los cargos, ¿correcto?
So you need to understand that the DWI will go on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life.
Permanecerá ahí por el resto
This is
de tu vida.
important because if you ever get pulled over,
Lo pagan.
an officer, the first thing they do
Creo que
is they look at your
te
record.
miran.
If they see that you have a prior DWI, they go up to your car
Ellos van a
and they smell alcohol. It's probably not going to go well
no
for
le
you.
va a ir bien a usted.
Do you understand?
Usted entiende.
Entiendo.
I understand.
If I were you,
Yo
I
fuera
would never,
yo jamás.
even if you've had a sip of alcohol,
Y todavía
don't get into a car.
se meta en un carro.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Lo he pensado siempre.
I
You
will
also
comply.
need to understand that this is an enhanceable
Es-
offense.
No
So from
piensa-
now on,
Leva, que aquí en
it's a
adelante
minimum of
estaré
30 days in
enfrentando
jail.
mínimo de 30 días en la
Any new
cárcel.
cases that you pick up here,
Caso.
you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement.
Derechos al llegar a este
You
acuerdo.
give up the right to a trial,
Juicio.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers.
Rogar
If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported,
migratoria, podría ser
excluded from the country,
del país,
denied naturalization under federal law.
por leyes federales,
You give up the right to appeal.
también su derecho a apelar.
Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life.
Permanecerá ahí,
You
pues
can never take it all.
jamás podría sacarlo.
Lo entiendo.
I understand.
This is what you want to do.
Es lo que quiere hacer. Yes, yes, sir.
Plead to the driving while intoxicated, sir.
Señor.
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. I will now suspend your license or your ability to drive if you don't have one for 90 days.
90
Do
días.
not drive, otherwise you will go right back to jail.
Regresa de nuevo a la cárcel.
Lo entiendo.
I understand that, sir. Buena suerte.
Full court costume, so.
Venga, Thank you.
Wait.